on the push to make that 7 in a row. We are ready to jump it up, and the tip is won by ASU, and we are underway. USC comes in riding that 3-game win streak. ASU trying to get right after losing to Arizona a week ago today. Turnover on the first possession, and the women of Troy are in business.
Looked like they also could have almost had a travel there by Tapley.
Basket does not go. Rebound goes to Arizona State, as June was a little off the mark. They're on their feet here at Desert Financial Arena. It's what the fans do until the home team scores a bucket. Robbie Ryan, you betcha.
That right there is what makes her so tough. She's got that mid-range game. There's a lot of people that shoot threes. There's a lot of people that take it to the rack, but that mid-range game takes a lot of time in the gym, and you can tell that Robbie Ryan has put in the hours.
The answer by the freshman, India Rogers.
We talk about Alyssa Peely, but SC has a lot of freshmen that are stepping up, and India Rogers is really starting to find her stroke, find her rhythm in Pac-12, and it's really fun to see.
Proving why she is the reigning Pac-12 Freshman of the Week right there with that triple. Loose ball in the back court, corralled by Ryan. Riley Richardson calling out the call. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Richardson loses the handle, finds Kiara Russell down low.
Smart pass by Richardson, just good head about her to keep the ball alive, just stay with it, and nice job finding her teammate down low.
We saw Rogers hit that big 3 the last time down the floor, coming off a career-high 29 in the overtime win against UW last week. Peely splash.
When we talked in the open about she's very strong inside, but she does have a versatile game. She's a little bit shorter than you would think. She's only about 6'1", but she's able to shoot the 3. She has an outside shot. She can also put the ball on the floor. So look for that a little bit this afternoon.
Trojans with the early lead. Whistle, loose ball foul. And it looks like they're going to get Peely for the personal.
That was just a senior heads-up play right there by Robbie Ryan. Peely trying to get through that screen. Only thing she could do is take a charge, and winds up getting that first foul on Peely.
5 new bodies getting set to check in for Arizona State. Everybody's at the scorer's table. And now we're going to get Jade Van Hefty for an illegal screen on the block. So a personal foul gives the ball back to USC. New players in for Arizona State: Jamie Rudin, Taya Hansen, Ebony Walker, the freshman, Bree Sanders, and Sarah Bichetti, the freshman. Bichetti, number 3. I think you are going to love Meilana. I know you had these guys out in LA, but Bichetti speaks 5 languages. She's from Espoo, Finland, and she sounds like she's from SoCal. That's awesome. I sound like I am from SoCal too, but I don't speak 5 languages. You don't? You can't rock that? Well, I mean, is Pig Latin a language? I can stretch it out. I can give you that credit. I will. So I'm at like 4. I love it. Empty possession for USC, so an opportunity for ASU to retake the lead right here on this possession, but it's a turnover. A couple of turnovers early for Arizona State. I really like what USC is doing defensively right now. Desi Caldwell off the mark there, baseline. So an opportunity for Arizona State once again. Get the sense that both teams are kind of feeling each other out, seeing what they can do defensively. And another turnover. Rudin thought Hansen was going the other way, and it wound up with the Trojans. Well, that second line for USC, the post players are really active in help, and they're jumping in and grabbing a bunch of those errant passes and picking up some steals. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Peely. In and out from 3. That ball did everything but fall. But you can tell how easy it is for her. She just threw that up there like you're shooting a layup. She just almost went in. 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Arizona State trying to get right after that loss to Arizona, getting swept by their rival. Rudin, triple, no, Ebony Walker is there for the rebound. The freshman has just been a rebounding sensation for the Sun Devils this season. Rudin, baseline, tied up by Overbeck. Walker, denied by Peely with the block. Here comes Rogers, and Hansen locks her up and comes up with the strip. Great defense by both teams to start this ball game. Loose ball winds up with the Trojans.
Great defense, but a little bit sloppy offense. They need to settle down. This is kind of a strange game time. It's 11 a.m. for these players. They're not used to playing games this early, so it takes a little bit of time for them to find their rhythm. They will, but they need to settle down and not turn the ball over too much.
Overbeck is going to get whistled for the personal foul, trying to set the screen. And with that, we are going to step aside with the Trojans leading 5-4.
Within the conference, and it's really important. We want to get as many teams in the NCAA tournament as possible because this conference deserves it. They are so tough.
Absolutely. Would love to see 7 or 8 make the big dance. Out of the timeout, Arizona State back to work. Starters back in the game. Ryan off the back iron, rebound goes to the tallest player on the floor, Angel Jackson, 6'5", freshman center. And Melana, you pointed out in warm-ups, she is a legit 6'5".
She is every bit of 6'5", and the wingspan on her must be at least 6'7". She's got really long arms, and when she stands there, she does a great job of getting her hands straight up, and she's really tough to shoot over.
Tried to get the bounce pass to Rogers, and it was broken up by Kiki Russell. So here come the Sun Devils. Tapley loses the handle. That is 6 turnovers for ASU.
The only fortunate thing about those 6 is that USC isn't really scoring off of them and capitalizing on them.
Keyword Wright has checked in for USC. Turnover there, and Richardson cannot convert the bunny. So USC dodges a big-time misstep there, and then Rogers finishes at the other end.
Those are some fancy moves right there. Nice job by Rogers finishing that layup.
And when you need a bucket, who provides? Ryan.
I love that she will just take control in these situations. She realizes her team they're not off to the best, smoothest start, shall we say, and she just knows, hey, I need the ball in my hands, I need to make a basket, and she comes up big.
Trojans with the ball and the lead, relying on a lot of freshmen. Tapley with the block on Jackson.
Rogers does a nice job of just keeping the ball away from the defense. Tapley, known for being a good shot blocker, long arms in her own regard, and Rogers just does a nice job of keeping it away from her and finishing that layup.
Another turnover. Richardson ahead to Russell. That's gorgeous.
It's fun when teams get out there and run. Your defense will create offense if you let it. Nice job by Russell grabbing that steal and kicking it up to her teammate. Solid job by Richardson finishing.
12 combined turnovers by the teams. That was the first bucket offset turnovers. June up and in.
Now she's streaky. She'll come in there and she'll knock a couple down. She'll knock down some big shots. She did it against UCLA in double overtime a couple of weeks ago. And you have to keep an eye on her. You cannot lose her or she will make you pay for it.
She was scoreless against ASU in the last meeting, but already in the box score today. Trojans up 1. 7 seconds on the shot clock. 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Walker all alone.
So far, USC is struggling a little bit with the on-ball screens. Jamie Rudin got a nice open 3 off of a pick and pop, and just now you see the screen and roll for an easy layup. They need to do better at communicating and getting back to pick up the roller.
Mura gets it back from Jackson, who throws it away. Robbie Ryan spinning, can't hit. Loose ball winds up with Robin. Richardson for three. You betcha!
That all started with Ebony Walker. She may not have gotten that rebound, but she kept the play alive.
And Mark Track needs turnovers for Arizona State. And we've got a loose ball foul.
And that's the other thing about Sun Devil defense is they will get you rattled if you let them.
And it looks like they just gave Peely her second personal foul. Let's double check who that is on. It's either Caldwell or Peely, and that's a big call. It is Caldwell, so it will be on Caldwell, fighting through the screen. And our refereeing crew of Anita Ortega, Shelly Nakasone, and Mark Merritt all over that one. And they are taking a look at the monitor to make sure that they're trying to create some space to get the basketball.
Yeah, ASU doesn't make it easy for you, right? They're not just going to let you throw the ball in. They're not going to let you get anything easy. And so sometimes the guards, you have to step into them to create that space in order to get the ball. You just have to keep your arms under control. And I think that's what she did. She kind of flailed that left arm out a little bit, and it caught the ASU player in the face.
So if you're making this call, what are you saying, Maylana?
I think a lot of it is intent, right?
Okay.
I don't know. They may look to set the tone early,
right?
Because the other thing we know about ASU is that they are physical and games can get chippy really fast. And so if you set the tone early, you come down a little harsher on that first call, it makes everyone else settle down so there's not subsequent calls.
So right now we're looking at a personal foul on Desi Caldwell. And we're getting the word from the officials right now about the rest of the call. And again, just looking to see if it is a flagrant foul.
Yeah.
And the official crew of Anita Ortega, Shelly Nakasone, and Mark Merritt just taking their time, make sure they get this call right. It is early in the ball game. We're still in the first quarter. The $1:29 on the clock before quarter number 2.
So she said the play on the floor stands. So just a common foul. But I think just the fact that they reviewed it will kind of tone down any flailing. You know, you've got to keep yourself under control when you play ASU. When I was a coach at UCLA, that's what we always would talk about. Keep your poise. They're going to be up. They're going to be active with their hands. You cannot buy into it, and you can't let them bait you into a foul.
All right. So it will be ball out of bounds to Arizona State after the personal foul on Caldwell. ASU looking to add to its lead. Walker down low to Tapley, puts it on the deck, way off the mark. Jackson is there for the rebound, and they're going to get Walker on a personal foul.
And Walker's been really active on those offensive boards. She's come in, she kept that other play alive when Robbie Ryan took it the full length of the court in transition. And that's just kind of what she does. I don't think that Charlie Turner-Thorne's upset by that foul. That's how she plays. That's what they're looking for out of her. Charlie's called her a honey badger. She just gets things done.
Full court pressure handled by USC, but a turnover as Walker jumps the pass to Peely. Walker with a head of steam. Irison Bolito off the mark. Rogers, no. Quick trigger, and it winds up with Bichetti, who's looking for teammates. 30 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Hansen off the mark from 3. Rebound goes to Rogers, and she's looking for teammates. Shot clock and game clock almost identical. And USC wants to hold for what it hopes is the final shot of the quarter.
I hope you brought your track shoes.
I'm telling you what. This is fun. This is better than a cup of coffee. Energizing way to start the day. Rogers down the paint, trying to get it to Jackson, and it's another SC turnover. That is number 10. And we're just in the first quarter. 4.7 seconds to go. Turnovers were a big-time problem in these first meeting between these two teams, 21 of them in that game for USC, and already 10 this morning. Russell to Richardson, and Richardson misfires at the end of the quarter, and that is how scholarship trying to do the most that she can to keep those poor souls in her heart.
Yeah, it's just such a tragedy. You and I were talking earlier in the week about to me, I think the thing that hit home the most was just what it meant to women's basketball. Everything that he did, you know, love him, hate him, respect his game, you have to. But what he was doing for women's basketball through his daughter Gigi, there's NBA players that come to WNBA games or college basketball games, but it was authentic. He looked like he really loved watching. It wasn't just women's basketball, it was basketball to him. And it was great to see that bond between he and his daughter. And I think that is what I will miss the most about, you know, this just horrible tragedy. I'm
right there with you, Maylana. I think Rebecca Lobo put it beautifully when she tweeted out that no player, current or former, has done more to promote women's basketball, both collegiately and at the WNBA level, than Kobe Bryant had. And Indy Otto has been so broken up by this. She wasn't even able to talk after practice yesterday. It's still right there at the top of her throat. And of course, I gave her space and respected that. But the coaching staff told me it's going to take her some time, and they've brought in some grief counselors as well, because Los Angeles is ground zero for grief when it comes to the Kobe Bryant tragedy.
Yeah, because I think he was just so present. He was present in the sports arena, obviously, you know, the Lakers family, but also he's now present in a whole nother generation of their kids. They're all just kids, and it really hit home for everyone. I think, you know, anyone who has a kid or, you know, loves playing basketball and has a dad who's involved, I think it just hits you in a different way than you would expect.
Absolutely. Peely and Robbie Ryan have traded baskets here as we start the second quarter. Ryan showcasing that mid-range game. Foul on Jade Van Hefty on Peely down low, trying to keep Peely from the basket. And of course, Peely had 23 points the last time these two teams got together in early January, and would love to repeat that effort today.
Well, we talked about trying to find a rhythm here offensively, and it looks like ASU is starting to find that, especially for Robbie Ryan. That handoff mid-range jumper, that was the second one she hit. It looked almost like the exact same play. So they're starting to run plays that they're scoring off of, and they're finding some good offensive opportunity and production.
That was 12 turnovers now for USC. The most turnovers that the Sun Devils have forced this season, 27. And the Sun Devil offensive opportunity ends there with an offensive foul. So it will go back to USC.
And they've had a couple of those. That's just discipline. You know, yes, you want to set a strong screen, but you also don't want to get a turnover either. So get in there, get your feet set, and then let the play happen.
The lead is 4, which matches USC's largest lead of the game. And it looks like they're going to get Peely for that second personal foul, coming through a screen.
And that was the same way she picked up her first. She didn't pick it up on the defensive end. She picked it up on the offensive end, just going through that screen. And credit ASU for stepping up and taking the charge.
So that's a big loss, as the team's leading scorer and rebounder will sit down the rest of the way of this first half of play, most likely. Another quick foul on another going through a block situation, as Robbie Ryan is whistled. Turnover to Arizona State, or rather from Arizona State to USC.
I think both of these teams need to go around the screens.
Rogers trying to find some daylight. And Kiara Russell is there in the passing lane. Can't finish at the rim. Ball goes out of bounds. And it looks like we have another personal foul underneath.
Yeah, it looks like, I think Ebony Walker just trying to get to the basket again. She's crashing those boards hard. She's making stuff happen and forces USC to pick up a foul.
Ryan, no. Loose ball, called in by Walker. Richardson is going to reset the ASU offense. Russell inside to Tapley, and they're going to wave that off with a 3-second call on Tapley. So basket no good, and it will go back to USC.
It's funny to watch Tapley and Overbeck go at it, because you know they've gone at it for the last few years in practice at USC when Tapley was with the Trojans. So I think Overbeck probably knows her game fairly well.
Yeah, the grad transfer from USC, Tapley, has just been an amazing addition for ASU, the team's leading scorer and rebounder this season. Caldwell was off the mark, and here come the Sun Devils. Tapley right at Jackson. You betcha.
Gotta love that move by Tapley. Nice jab step, gets the defense just shifted just enough, and that quick first step going right at her. You don't want to go sideways, defense can cut you off. You go right at her, shut the door, layup.
June with the answer. ASU unable to enjoy its largest lead of the game, because we're right back down to a 4-point game. 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Offense doesn't come really easy to either of these teams. ASU 10th in the conference in scoring. USC last. Richardson shutting me up real quick. She finds the bottom of the net, and the lead is back up to 6.
Well, they are really feeling those handoffs right now. You've got Riley Richardson just coming off, hitting that knockdown jumper, but you've got Robbie Ryan likes a little bit more of like a kickback, so that she's shooting it off the little toss, but they're scoring.
Jackson right at the rim, can't get the finish to go. 2 really good looks.
Credit Tapley for not picking up a foul on either of those plays.
Tapley puts it on the deck and will go to the free throw line.
See Tapley with the nice jab step to the baseline, gets Angel Jackson just taking a little bit of step, and then Richardson coming off the little handoff. It's been very productive for ASU today, getting those buckets for them to get this lead.
Tapley, a 65% free thrower, was not fouled on the shot. It was off the ball, so she won't be going to the free throw line. Ball out of bounds. Fresh new bodies for Arizona State. Taya Hansen, Jamie Rudin, Bree Sanders, Iverson Bolito, and Sarah Bichetti. Corner triple.
That was almost a broken play. Credit Bichetti for staying ready and keeping that momentum going. Sometimes when you're a shooter, if that rhythm is off, you sometimes miss, but she does a nice job of maintaining her focus.
Largest lead of the game, 9 for ASU, and that lead quickly cut by June. What did she have for breakfast? She's been fantastic.
I'm telling you, Cindy, she's streaky. She will go off when you least expect it.
She's got 7. Rudin in all kinds of tie-up issues and is whistled for 3 seconds. So great defense there by USC. Sarah Bichetti feeling it from the corner. The triple is true. Arizona State up 22-16. Off the 13 turns that have been forced, how does Mark Track correct that, Meilana?
I think his team just needs to settle down and make the safe pass. I think there's a couple times when it was like a little bit of a miscommunication. Walker was driving, or Angel Jackson was rolling to the basket. They thought she was popping. They kicked it out. Led to a turnover and a layup on the other end. So I think just slowing down and making the sure pass will cure a lot of those turnovers.
And that was just another miscommunication. So now that is 14 turnovers for USC. The most that Arizona State has forced this season, 27, and we're more than halfway there.
Well, and it's not even really a force. They're unforced turnovers, and I think when you have Peely on the bench, it causes a little bit of a different rotation. So you've got now Mira playing more minutes. Maybe they're not used to playing those minutes together in a game situation.
Shot clock winding down. 8 seconds. Rudin, triple. Off the back iron, battle for the rebound is won by Sanders, and Arizona State will reset its offense.
Get to see a little bit of what makes Angel Jackson's reach so tough. She was able to just get out there. She didn't have to get all the way out there because her arms are so long, but she altered that shot.
4 seconds on the shot clock. Tried to get it down low to a flashing Mballito, and that will be an Arizona State turnover, whose turns are also starting to pile up. Now at a dozen.
The biggest difference is that USC has scored 0 points off of those turnovers. So if they can start to do that, where they force a turnover and then capitalize on it, then it'll start to be an even bigger problem for ASU.
Caldwell calling out the offense. Bichetti in her back pocket, and they're going to get Bichetti for the personal foul there.
I think a little bit, those are things that the coaching staff for ASU can kind of live with. They do this line change substitution, which leads to a lot of players getting a lot of playing time. So you can play a little bit more aggressive, take a little bit more chances, maybe pick up a silly foul here and there because you know that you've got 4 other or 5 other people waiting to come in and play those minutes.
Starting lineup back in for ASU. As you mentioned, those substitutions. Nice pick by Tapley, and she knows how to finish.
Thought she might have tried to dunk that one.
I almost thought she was elevating in that fashion. I thought, okay, I haven't called a dunk yet. I've only seen them in warm-ups in the Pac-12. That would be awesome. I'm ready, Tap, whenever you are.
I think the game's too close. I think Charlie would have lost her mind.
Arizona State up 24-16. It is ASU's largest lead of the game. June can't get the triple to go. Jackson is there for the rebound. Can't get the putback to go. Loose ball is wrangled by Arizona State, and here come the Sun Devils with the ball and the lead. Kiera Russell right at the bucket.
I love that hesitation. That change of speed, change of pace will just kill you. And that quick move directly to the basket is what allowed her to create that shot and get 2.
Caldwell unable to answer, so another great opportunity for ASU to add to the lead. It's Walker down low.
Walker is so much fun to watch. She's got that great energy. She makes stuff happen defensively, crashes the boards offensively. It's so nice to see her get rewarded with a bucket.
It's a 6-0 run. Feels like a danger zone for USC as ASU has found its offense. Jackson buries at the elbow.
That's another one. She's been working so hard down low. She just can't find the bottom of the net. She's, getting bodied, and now nice to see her step out and get that nice high post jumper.
And then Rogers picks Kiki's pocket. Overbeck can't finish down low, and the ball ends up with the Sun Devils. The most turnovers ASU has had this season is 25, and already ASU with 13. So that's a number we will continue to track for you here this morning from Tempe. A little over a minute to go here in the second quarter. USC riding a 3-game win streak. ASU trying to get right after getting swept by Arizona. And Tapley couldn't get that one to go, so a great opportunity for USC right here. June, way off the mark. And there's that streakiness you mentioned. She looked like she would never miss just a few minutes ago, and then a couple of misses in a row now.
When it happens, and usually she'll turn it on when the USC really needs a bucket.
And if you're just tuning in, Alyssa Peely in foul trouble, sitting on the bench with 2 personal fouls. Tapley, no. Rogers is there for the rebound, and another opportunity for USC to cut into this double-digit lead. Shot clock is off. 20 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Rogers wanting to hold for the final shot per her coach, Mark Trapp. Five seconds. Rogers all the way to the 10. No foul is called. Wait. Yes, we do have a foul called. And that's a good thing for USC because the Trojans are the best free-throwing team in the Pac-12 at 78.3%. to start conference play this week. So maybe USC can get its groove going from the free throw line as Rogers steps up to the line, and Rogers is an 80% free thrower on the season.
And the free throws have really been what's missing for the USC Trojans in this first half. They're usually a team that makes more than their opponent takes, and this is their first trip to the line today.
Rogers gets that first one to go. Peely can only spectate with those 2 personal fouls. Rogers with another opportunity to cut into the lead. Rogers and June have 7 each to lead USC. 2 seconds on the clock. Good if it goes by Richardson. No. And that is how the first half will end, with Arizona State on top, 28-20. USC trying to
see Alyssa Peely really get involved. I think that we haven't seen the best of what she can bring, and a lot of that credited to the Sun Devil defense, so I'm sure she was a big topic of conversation in practice this week. But I'd love to see her get involved, because I think that, you know, you said it at the beginning of the half, the other 2 have stepped up. You have Rogers, you got June stepping up with points. Peely's got to now chip in her production that she usually does.
Tapley starts the half with a turnover, and so it will be USC basketball. Full court pressure here by Arizona State. Conversely, Maylana, what do you want to see from the Sun Devils here in the third quarter? How do they keep this momentum of an 8-point lead rolling?
Well, I think the Sun Devils, it's important for them not to get too complacent. Mark Track is a very good coach.
Peely with a hello, I'm back in the ball game bucket. She's got 6.
I think she must have heard me. She said, you want me to get more involved? Here you go. Boom.
But again, back to what ASU needs to do.
Yeah, Coach Track is a very good coach, so you know he's going to make some adjustments. He's going to get these kids settled down, no more turnovers, so it'll be important for them to have something else in their bag to go to. It can't just be the first half replay, because Coach Track is good enough coach to adjust to that.
Caldwell hit the deck, no foul called. Back-to-back turnovers for Tapley to start this half. She's going to take a seat, and Jamie Rudin is going to step on the floor for the Sun Devils. Do you like that substitution?
I think sometimes someone like Tapley needs to settle down a little bit. You've got Jamie Rudin. It's great to have her be able to play those minutes. She's a good, solid player for you. So, yeah, use her when you can.
Tapley with 5 turnovers now after those 2 quick ones to start the third quarter. Trojans back to June, no. And Jade Van Hefty is there for the rebound. Here come the Sun Devils. If you're just tuning in, where have you been? We're glad to have you along the way. Matinee basketball from Sun Devils Financial Arena here in the desert. Van Hefty tied up down low. Richardson, no. Rebound tried to get handled by Overbeck. A loose ball foul on the Sun Devils, and it will be Trojans basketball. In that first half, USC was down by a dozen at one juncture. Got it to 8 at the end of the half. And that is how we started the third quarter. And now the lead is 6 for ASU, with an opportunity by USC here to cut into that lead a little bit more. Rogers, no. Ryan is there for the weak side rebound.
We saw it at the beginning of the game with Caldwell kind of struggling to get the ball in. And we saw it again just now. She could have picked up a foul. She kind of held the defense a little bit there to make sure that she gained possession of that basketball. But it'll be important for them not to turn the ball over. They need to be able to get the ball in bounds.
Van Hefty to Rudin at the elbow. No. Loose ball winds up with Van Hefty, and that is Peely's 3rd personal foul. So if you're Mark Track, do you set her down right now?
You may need to take her out for a minute. I think it just depends on what he knows about his player. And I think that right there. So the initial fight for the ball with Van Hefty is now what got her in trouble. It was the second part where she swatted at it. It looks like he's going to sub her out just for a little while with Angel Jackson, let them get some rhythm. They played, Jackson and Overbeck played well in the first half, but don't look for her to sit too long. They're going to get her back in. It's only 3. It's not as if she picked up her 4th just now.
Van Hefty, the sophomore forward, a 59% free thrower on the season, able to connect on the first one. Anawan, Illinois native, is the second leading rebounder on the team. So no surprise that she was there on the glass, getting a board and a scoring opportunity. She takes this seat and is replaced by the freshman Ebony Walker.
I think that's the most frustrating position that Pili is in right now, to pick up fouls and to just be stuck on the bench knowing you can't do anything to help your team. So it'll be important for her to channel all that energy when she does get in and not pick up another silly foul.
Overbeck thought about the three for a second. Rogers puts it on the deck, behind the back, finds a seam, kicks it out. Caldwell missing everything, and here come the Sun Devils. Mbaledo looking for teammates. Charlie Turner-Thorne calling out the play. And it looks like a loose ball foul on June.
Yeah, it looks like maybe just a hand check foul. When the ball handler's dribbling, you're not allowed to touch them with your hands. So
twice. You can do the initial contact, gauge where they are, but then you got to keep your hand down.
Exactly. And I think she may have even gotten another hand on her too.
Hansen. Bichetti. That was pretty.
She's a smart player, that Bichetti. She knew that that freshman's going to come. She gave her just a nice little pump fake, one dribble, pull up, just like she'd done 100 times, I'm sure, in practice.
The lead is back to 10 for Arizona State, led by as many as 12 in the first half of play. Feels like a little bit of a danger zone for USC. Caldwell, no. Rebound goes to Tapley, no surprise there. She's Arizona State's leading rebounder. Walker on the receiving end from Mbaledo, back and forth. Mbaledo, no, and then cleans up her own mess.
It must be tough to be that athletic.
Where she just jumped out of the gym to get the rebound.
I think she floated there for a minute, didn't come down, shot it, was like, oh, maybe I should take my time next time. I got this.
Let me gather before I rise. Rogers for three.
I like Rogers looking for a shot. She is a distributing guard. She likes to pass, but sometimes I think she passes too much. She needs to take it more into her hands.
Rogers got 10.
Let's see that play again. Awesome pass. Doesn't bring it back down, which is probably a really good decision, but it has the athleticism to go get her rebound, and that's just a fun play to watch.
It'll be ball on the side to Arizona State. And you just get the sense with Mbaledo, just a sophomore, that she's just scratching the surface of how good she's going to be. Hansen, triple, no. Weak side rebound. Two Trojans end up kicking it out of bounds as Jackson and June got tied up.
That's tough. And as the post player, I would say Jackson just needs to take charge of that situation and just grab that ball. Don't give any doubt. And your guard will bounce off of you. Your guard will default to you. She just needs to take charge in that situation and grab that rebound.
Fresh legs in for Arizona State. Rudin, Richardson, Van Hefty, Russell, and Ryan. Ryan coming off that career high 25 against Arizona. Rudin off on the triple try, and Jackson takes very good hold of that rebound. She must be able to hear you, Melana, here from courtside.
Either that or Coach Track is channeling some Jedi mind tricks into her and saying, secure the basketball.
There we go. USC, the best free throwing team in the conference, has only gone to the free throw line once today. Loose ball will go out of bounds and stay with USC.
I know she missed, but I like that decision by Rogers to take the ball all the way to the basket. We talked earlier, that's the one thing that's missing for this USC offense is getting to the free throw line. Well, you can't get to the free throw line if you don't take it to the basket.
Rogers trying to kick it to Jackson. June is there for three. Nope. Off the mark, and here come the Sun Devils. Kiki kicks it to Ryan, to Rudin. Triple. Off the mark. Van Hefty. Back to Richardson, who resets. Under 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter of play. ASU with the lead, looking for more. Rudin. can't get the bounce. June Overbeck is there for the rebound, and here comes USC. Rogers surveying. Kicks it to Desi Caldwell. Plenty of time on the shot clock. June trying to find some space, up and in.
They needed that. They needed just something to just take the lid off of the basket.
And the lead is 7 for Arizona State. With more fresh legs stepping to the scorer's table to check in for Arizona State. Under 4 minutes to go. Rudin on the box, up and in.
Rudin is so tough when she's able to she uses her body so well. I know she doesn't get to play a lot of minutes, but when she is in there, she is really effective, and she stretches that defense.
Yeah, she only averages about 12.5 minutes a game, but the junior forward from Rochester, Minnesota is just a bucket when she gets in there. They're going to get Kiera Russell on the personal foul there. Looks like we are going to step aside. June trying to keep her Trojans in this one. It's the Sun Devils up 36-27. Every single week on the Pac-12 Women's Basketball Pod, bringing you special guests and plenty of hot takes on everything Pac-12 Women's Hoops. New episodes drop every Tuesday. Subscribe and download today wherever you get your podcasts. Meilana, I know you tune in and listen. I'm always listening while I'm walking Jon Snow. Great interviews, great numbers. Everybody associated with that pod, especially producer Colleen Farrell, just crushing life. It is a must listen when and if you care about the #1 conference in women's college basketball.
Which, I mean, is a duh.
Yeah, right? No brainer. Rogers.
Make my kids watch.
No, I love it.
Listen.
Yeah, that's great. Because especially, I understand your 11-year-old is going to play in this league one day.
Yeah, well, hopefully. That's my fingers crossed. I want her to play in the Pac. I hope she doesn't try to, like, go too far away.
Yeah, no, don't let her go to Texas or UConn or, Tennessee, any of those others. No, Rogers! Hello! Gets the spin and an opportunity for a three-point play the old-fashioned way.
And this is what they need, just the aggression by Rogers, staying with it, taking the contact, getting the basket to fall, and getting to the free throw line. That is the boost that USC needs, and I love that the freshman is stepping up.
Rogers, an 80% free thrower, to the free throw line for a 3rd time today. And she gets it to go. And then a steal by June. Easy bucket and finish. A little 5-0 run to the great defense by USC.
Aaliyah June is crafty. She will step in there, and she knows when to just kind of take advantage when she thinks you're not paying attention, not fully aware. She will step in there and get that steal. But it comes off of a fantastic play by India Rogers, just taking it to the basket, completing that three-point play, knocking down the free throw. And it's a ball game.
Your third quarter stats there. Trojans are gunning to win here in Tempe for the first time in nearly 7 years. And there is the freshman player of the week, Rogers, showing up and showing out here in the 3rd quarter. Sabrina Ionescu last night just missing out on yet another triple-double. Her Ducks handily getting the victory at Utah. Oregon State looking very impressive against Colorado. And I don't know what in the world Aaliyah Goodman had for breakfast, but she was incredible from 3 yesterday. They're going to get Robbie Ryan for a 3-second violation because she could not get up for fear of getting stepped on.
By her player and Alyssa Peely for USC. They were just posting up right directly on top of her.
That could go down as one of the weirdest 3-second violations I've ever seen. An opportunity for USC to cut into this 4-point lead. 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Peely back in the game with those 3 personals, and Peely is going to go to the free throw line as they get Van Hefty on the personal foul. Peely is a 80% free thrower on the season. The team's leading scorer and rebounder, the freshman out of Anchorage, Alaska, and at Diamond High School, she did everything. Walked away with every sort of record you can, playing a variety of sports up there in Anchorage.
She even wrestled.
That's amazing.
She had basketball, volleyball, even did wrestling. I think shot and disc.
Yes.
She was fantastic. But you see the athleticism. Yes, she's strong, but you see the athleticism and how she was able to keep that pivot foot, just pivoting around, and ultimately able to get to the free throw line. She made something out of nothing on that play.
Peely making it a one-possession game. Robbie Ryan stops and pops and hits. The queen of the mid-range game coming through for ASU.
And you'd think that more people would really work on it. You can tell Robbie Ryan really spends a ton of time with that stop and pop, that mid-range jumper, and it just makes such a difference in her ability to put points on the board for her team.
Peely denied at the rim, and Richardson is there for the rebound. ASU with a buck and a half to go here in the third quarter, looking to add to its lead. Back up to 4. Van Hefty looking for a teammate. Ryan. That's effective.
Both teams, I love the adjustments that the coaches have made at halftime. They're still getting shots in the same places where their players really like to hit the ball, but they're getting them from a different different play, which is nice.
The circus is in town as Caldwell hits. Ryan into double digits with 10. The lead is down to 4 again. A minute to go here in the third quarter. Van Hefty gets it to Ryan. June is right in her hip pocket. Riley Richardson resetting the offense rather. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Richardson, no. Rebound goes out of bounds off the hands of Rudin, and it will be USC basketball. Jatavia Tapley and Ebony Walker checking back in for Arizona State. About 9 seconds differentiating the shot clock and game clock. Iris Mbolito also back in for the Sun Devils, as USC has an opportunity to cut this game back down to 2, maybe 1 on this possession. This is a USC team riding a 3-game win streak, shooting the ball much better during said streak. And it all started to come together for the women of Troy when they handed UCLA its first loss of this season. Rogers. Denied, blocked by Mbolito, and then Mbolito turns it over. Overbeck recognizing, but misfires. 5 seconds to go. Richardson looks up at the clock, stops, pops, and is short. And that is how the third quarter will end. The deficit is down to 4 for USC in an upset state of mind. Charlie Turner-Thorne is 10 minutes away, perhaps. Time, Rogers and June both into double figures with 13 and 11 respectively for USC. Taking a look at Arizona State, ranked 2 defensively in the Pac-12, and almost coming up with a turnover there. And getting said turnover as the referee crew of Anita Ortega, Shelly Nakasone, and Mark Merritt changing the call, so it will be USC ASU basketball off the USC turn.
That was just 100% effort by Iris Mbolito. She made that play happen and just stayed with it and just threw it right off the foot.
Can't let Richardson get that close to the bucket. She's got 7. Caldwell looking for some teammates. The lead back to 6 for Arizona State, a 2-possession game. Rogers has 13 to lead USC. And it's June off the mark. Caldwell is there for the rebound. Rogers, triple, boom!
Iced water right there. Desiree Caldwell grabbed that rebound, wasn't sure about it, kicked it out to the freshman. The freshman just has ice water and the most confidence and just knocked it down. Big three by Rogers.
Rogers has 16 to lead all scorers. Robbie Ryan off the mark. Rebound winds up with Walker way off the mark, and Overbeck is there to clean up the glass. Rogers has the ball ahead to June, and June draws the block on Robbie Ryan.
Great body control by June. Rogers just freezing Iris Embolido, and that's all she could do. She's got her by a couple inches. Just fantastic body control by June, taking that side step. If she had gone forward, Robbie Ryan would have taken the charge, but because she went sideways, Robbie Ryan picked up the blocking foul instead.
June, an 80% free thrower on the season, can make this a one-point game. Curtain of distraction. Not distracting to this USC team. They are the best free-throwing team in the conference, and that means you have to be better than Oregon, which is saying something.
Well, I'm not going to lie. Pikachu distracted me.
Pokemon can do that to you, man. I'm not lying.
He's just so cute.
It's a one-point game. Arizona State, an opportunity to answer here with under 9 to go. Richardson, no. Rebound by Caldwell. And here come the women of Troy, an opportunity to take the lead on this possession. USC rocking a 4-game win streak. Rogers to Overbeck. Overbeck up and in. And USC has the lead.
Now, Rogers has been doing that all night. She's done a fantastic job of getting to the basket and kicking it to her post players. I love that Kayla Overbeck was able to finish that for the Trojans.
Charlie Turner
come over and help, which opens up Kayla Overbeck. I don't know how she got the pass there, but credit Overbeck for keeping her focus and able to knock down that layup.
As a result, USC has its first lead since the first quarter when the women of Troy were up 7-6. So the tone and tenor has changed mightily here in Tempe. Arizona State out of the timeout, looking to retake the lead. Taya Hansen to Bichetti. Bichetti. Up and in.
She just put her head down and just went right at India Rogers, and just does a fantastic job of just finishing that play. That's been the biggest story of this game, is just the plays that are able to be finished are the ones that are going to wind up coming out with the win.
Bichetti has 7, and then a quick turnover by USC. That's exactly what head coach Mark Track didn't want to see. The turnover situation had been quelled. They only had 1 turnover in the 3rd quarter, but now here a turnover in the 4th. Rudin to Hansen. Bichetti thought about the 3. No. Weak side rebound battled for and won by USC. June's in control, and she's looking for teammates. Gets it to Rogers. Not a bad decision. The reigning Pac-12 freshman of the week scored 29, a career high in that overtime win against UW. You talk about cooking with gas. June. Off the mark. Weak side rebound to Kiera Russell. And here comes ASU, looking to add to its 1-point lead. Hansen. Bichetti's going to reset. Freshman out of Finland. And draws the foul on Desi Caldwell.
She sure doesn't play like a freshman. She takes charge, knew the time and the score, knows that they're up, knows that they don't have to force anything. She did a good job of settling her team down and winds up getting something good out of it.
.20 seconds on the shot clock. Rudin just off the mark. And it's Rogers there for the rebound. Rogers slowed down by Bichetti. Overbeck. Can't get the bunny to go. Battle for the rebound, won by Van Hefty. Charlie Turner-Thorner calls 32, Jade the Jet. You saw some of that motor right there. Kiera Russell is going to draw the foul and go to the free throw line.
Kira Russell is just bringing it right now. She is making the guards for USC's lives so difficult with her defense, and also putting pressure on them defensively by just taking it right at them. She and Bichetti both are just going right at the chests of both of their defenders, and it's getting them trips to the line and some easy layups.
Just a 59% free thrower on the season, though. She missed the first one, did Kiki, the native of Minneapolis, Minnesota. 5'8" senior guard. Can't get the second to go, and Peely is there for the rebound. So the lead stays at 1 for Arizona State. A lead USC can retake right here.
When you see what Peely brings on the defensive end, that is what they were missing earlier in this game, is just the defensive rebounds. They were letting ASU get way too many second chance opportunities.
June back to Peely. No. Battle for the rebound. And what is going to be the call here? They are going to get Peely, or is it June, on the push? Looks like June, because that would have been Peely's 4th personal foul, but it is not. It is June's 2nd personal. So ball goes back to Arizona State. Full court pressure by USC. Caldwell almost comes up with it. Umbelito ahead to Richardson. Richardson slows it down, looks for teammates. Charlie Turner-Thorne calling out the play. She's got 459 wins career here at USC, 2nd most all-time in the Pac-12. And it's what's got her on the brink of 500 today. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Walker way off the mark. Shot clock expires. Turnover on the shot clock violation by the USC defense there.
I like the clock management that they're doing. I think they're wasting the time. They're running the clock out. They're getting shots at the end of the 30-second clock. I don't know if that's necessarily the shot that you want at the end of the clock. So maybe next time down they can run something where they get the ball in the hands of maybe Ryan or Richardson, someone else that's a little bit more of a scorer.
Rogers looking for a little daylight as USC hopes to take the lead on this possession. Rogers, no. She hits the deck hard, wanted the foul, didn't get it. And Ebony Walker's looking for teammates. Walker, baseline, jumper, no. Battle for the rebound. Caldwell comes up with it. USC has numbers. June waiting for teammates. Stops, way off. Looks like a pass to Overbeck, who brings it out. And because the clock did not continue to roll, I think the referees want to take a look at that, about the shot clock not moving on the air ball.
I'm surprised Overbeck just didn't go right back up with it.
I am too, quite frankly. She was right there.
So I think they're seeing whether it reset.
Yeah, because June, unfortunately, missed everything, but
yep, it shouldn't have reset.
Overbeck was right there. So
it should be about 22 seconds, I think.
Right, our officiating crew of Anita Ortega, Shelly Nakasone, and Mark Merritt are doing the video review to get the number right, because with under 5 minutes to play, every second is critical. 21 seconds put back on the shot clock as USC goes back to work looking to take the lead. Rogers for 3. No. Rebound goes to Tapley, and here come the Sun Devils. If you're just tuning in and surprised at this low score, don't be. Arizona State is 10th in the Pac-12 offensively. USC is last. Tapley up and in. And the defense played today by both teams has made every bucket very hard to come by. USC in a little bit of a scoring drought, scoreless in the last 4 minutes of play, but still down just 3 points.
That was a great read and slip by Tapley. USC's been struggling to guard this on-ball screen. Tapley recognizes her defense is cheating. There's no one down there. Just fantastic recognition by 2 seniors to slip to the basket and get an easy 2.
Another empty possession by USC, more than 4 minutes since we've seen a USC basket. Under 4 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. The lead is 3 for ASU. Inside to Tapley, around Pele, no. And Rogers is going to bring the ball up the floor. Little behind the back. Little stutter step. Up and in. This freshman is a sensation.
And she's doing it against Imbolito, which is amazing in and of itself. She's got her by a couple inches, and she's long and athletic, and it's not phasing Rogers one bit.
Rogers leads all scorers with 18. 3 minutes to go. 1 point game advantage ASU. Riley Richardson calling out the play. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Robbie Ryan off on the triple. Rebound goes to Caldwell. Another opportunity for USC to take the lead on this possession. What do you want to see from the Trojans here, Maylana?
I want to see more India Rogers. I think you got to get the ball in her hands, let her make a play.
Rogers gets it to Pele. Pele taking Van Hefty right to the glass, up and in.
Look for that. The more two-man game they can run with Pele and Rogers, those are your two scorers. It makes the defense have to play them. If you have any sort of mismatch, one of them will take advantage.
Pele's got 10. Richardson, corner, 3, no. Long rebound, winds up with Pele, and she's going to get it to Rogers. And USC is in business with the ball and the lead. 2 minutes to go. 1 point separating USC and number 19, Arizona State. Rogers, blocked by Imbolito. That's one way to stop the freshman.
That is, and that's something that Imbolito can do. She's so long and athletic. If you give any sort of daylight, she will get a piece of that basketball. Rogers has done a nice job of keeping it away from her so far, but not on that play.
So Imbolito comes out, as does Jade Van Hefty. Ebony Walker, Tapley, Bichetti, Richardson, and Ryan in defensively. Pele is not going to be denied. She has a dozen.
They talked about that play 2 out-of-bounds plays ago. Desiree Caldwell told her, duck in. Well, it didn't happen on that play, but it happened on the one we just saw.
And with her team down 3, Charlie Turner-Thorne wants to talk about this critical makes from 3 for her Trojans, and she's hit 3 of 5 from distance to get to 18 points today. The product out of Dallas, Texas, was recruited by everybody. Mississippi State wanted in, Tennessee wanted in, Ohio State wanted in, and somehow, some way, the coaching staff and Mark Track gives all kinds of credit to his assistants, especially associate head coach Jason Glover, on getting Rogers to USC. Riley Richardson with an opportunity for a 3-point play the old-fashioned way to tie this basketball game, because it's the fourth quarter, and that's where Riley Richardson has shined all season long.
What about the pass from Jatavia Tapley? That is where that play originated. She was double teamed, she was fading away, jumped up in the air, and found an open Riley Richardson.
A 90% free thrower just made her 22nd free throw in a row to tie the game. We're knotted at 49 with 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. Charlie Turner-Thorne is demanding defense with hands up from the sidelines for her Sun Devils. USC goes to work on the offensive end. Rogers trying to get it to Overbeck, draws the personal foul, a blocking foul on Kiera Russell, who is in a state of shock.
I love how well India Rogers uses her change of speed. She has a killer hesitation. You see the reaction of the defense. No one ever thinks they foul, but I really believe her on that play. She really did not think that she fouled on that. And I think she just dipped a little bit.
Rogers off on the triple try, so it doesn't cost ASU. We're tied with 1 minute to go. 49 apiece. Riley Richardson gets it to Tapley. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Richardson calling for somebody to move. Richardson, up and in. Richardson has a dozen. Caldwell gets it in, and here comes Rogers and USC. with 20 seconds on the shot clock, trying to answer down a bucket. Rogers breaks free. Rogers has 20, and Charlie Turner Thorne wants to advance the basketball and talk about the offense. 28.1 seconds to go. We are tied at 51. Arizona State back to work on the offensive end. Riley Richardson has a dozen. Robbie Ryan has 10. Ten seconds. 7 seconds. Richardson to Tapley. Blocked. Peely winds up with it. And there are just a few ticks on the clock left. That's exactly the defensive stop that USC wanted.
And that is what makes Peely such an important part of this USC Trojans team, is not just her scoring, but right here. She secures this rebound. No one else is getting it out of her hands. Smart does not put the ball on the floor. If she dribbles this ball, they can't advance it. Smart calls a timeout. They move it to half court because they only have 0.3 of a second. That's just enough time to tip something in. And it's really important to be at half court versus the length of the court.
And Anita Ortega, Shelly Nakasone, and Mark Merritt are going over to the table to make sure that they have the time left after the Overbeck block and then the secured possession by Peely, who smartly called timeout. Remember, folks, she is just a freshman. To have that sense of presence, the light doesn't go off above the rim. There's way more than 0.3 left when she called that timeout.
Yeah, I think there's at least a second on the clock, which gives you a little bit more time. You can sometimes maybe take one dribble pull up. A second is a long time. I know it doesn't seem like it, but in basketball time, that's a long time.
Absolutely. And we love that this officiating crew of Anita Ortega, Shelly Nakasone, and Mark Merritt are going to get it right and give USC an opportunity and give Arizona State an opportunity to defend and force overtime. 0.7 is the official mark the clock will be set at. 0.7. We're just waiting for the scorers to go, and they have done so. So now, with 0.7 of a second, a smidge more breathing room. But if you're Arizona State, you like to see that it's under a second.
Yeah, I think Arizona State just wants to make sure they don't foul in this situation. I think 0.7 of a second, that's a tough shot, no matter if it's 0.7, 0.3, no matter how you slice it. But it's important for the Sun Devils to not send USC to the free throw line. That's the worst thing they could do.
The only person, if it is a foul situation, that is not strong at the free throw line is Kayla Overbeck, just 68% on the season. Everybody else on the floor for USC above 80%. And again, USC, the best free throwing team in the Pac-12 at 78.3% on the season. And whenever you're doing something better than Oregon in any offensive category,
a big difference for USC.
Arizona State trying to defend against USC. A lone possession could lead to a Trojans' 4th straight win. Here we go. June, no, and we are going to overtime. A great look and flash to the bucket, but she was just physically out of position to get that ball up and in.
Yeah, she just didn't have enough bounce on that play. The timing was a little off, but it was a nice play, well drawn up.
All right, we are going to step aside because we've got at least 5 more minutes of basketball overtime. Also, we want to shine the light on the backcourt battle that has been simply spectacular. The Freshman of the Week in the Pac-12, India Rogers, as advertised, 20 points to lead all scorers, countered by the senior Riley Richardson for Arizona State, who has come through clutch in this 4th quarter and getting us to overtime.
Both of those players have been the difference makers for their teams today, this afternoon, this morning, whichever way you want to look at it. But
D, all of the above?
D, all of the above, exactly. But it'll be important for them to carry that momentum, pick up where they left off in this overtime period.
Jatavia Tapley, just like she did at the beginning of the game, winning the tip in overtime for Arizona State. Sun Devils go to work. Robbie Ryan inside to Tapley, misfire, and that ball is a turnover and will go to USC.
Yeah, it was a good look. I saw Tapley was open. Robbie Ryan just putting a little bit too much zip on it. And I think Tapley also was a little distracted, thinking there might have been a foul called on the charge, but good official no call.
Rogers to Caldwell. Wants to get it inside to Peely. Overbeck into Peely. Peely distracted by Van Hefty. Great defense by Jade there. And here comes Arizona State. USC is only led in this game by about 7 minutes, but forced overtime, and that is where we stand right now, tied at 51. Ryan is going to shoot some free throws.
Ryan is just so dangerous off of those handoffs. You think she's going one way. She reads the defense so well and just cuts back. And again, if she's not going to knock it down, she at least gets a trip to the free throw line, and that is what will kill you in overtime periods, because you're able to score with the clock stopped.
77% free thrower is Ryan, the senior guard out of Sheridan, Wyoming. Nothing but the bottom of the net. She averages 10.4 points per game, and she's got 11, looking for 12. Second leading scorer on the team. And she misses the second one, but Van Hefty is there for the rebound. June almost coming up with the steal, and Ryan corrals the possession. 14 seconds on the shot clock. ASU looking to add to its 1-point lead. Richardson thought about the three. Peely containing, and that is a shot clock violation. Terrific defense by USC.
Terrific defense, but that kind of falls on the ASU Sun Devil bench. When you're on the bench, you need to be counting down for your teammates out there so that they know that there's only 5 seconds or only 3 seconds, so they know to get a shot off. Just throw something up, if nothing else.
3.5 minutes to go here in the overtime. Rogers has 20 and way off on that. And it looks like they're going to get a loose ball foul on Peely on the rebound. And that is number 4 on Peely.
And that's important. She has had 3, so if she gets, one more, then that would have just been her 4th. But now that she has 4, the next foul she gets puts her out. And that can make a big difference if they're for the rest of overtime, or if they go into a second overtime. You never know. They went into 2 overtimes with UCLA. So she needs to be smart and not pick up that all-important 5th foul.
Kiera Russell, just a 59% free thrower, gets the first one to go, and the second one as well. That was huge. The lead is now 3. 54-51, advantage ASU. Ranked number 19 in the country, with head coach Charlie Turner Thorne an eyelash away from career win number 500.
ASU must have talked about keeping it out of Rogers' hands. They are just really working to get her to give the ball up.
5 seconds on the shot clock. Caldwell bottoms. Back to a 1-point advantage for ASU.
Love that she's stepping up in this big moment.
Under 3 minutes to go here in overtime. USC rocking a 3-game win streak. Richardson thought about the long-range shot. Caldwell closing in defensively. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Jade Van Hefty tied up by Peely. Richardson gets the roll from 3. Merry Christmas, happy birthday, whatever you want. Richardson's got 15. Rogers draws the foul on Ryan. Sun Devil faithful courtside letting their voices be heard to the folks carrying whistles. Richardson.
If this isn't a home court roll, I don't know what is. That's probably why they're so tough. They've got maybe like a little magnet in there, but just an awesome shot by Riley Richardson. She was kind of a little off balance, but able to still knock down a huge 3 in overtime.
She takes a seat with 15 points. Rogers able to hit from the free throw line. She's got 21. The 80% free thrower, not distracted by the curtain distraction whatsoever.
Watch for SC to step in and give some full court pressure.
The lead back to 2 for Arizona State, and there is that full court pressure, just like you said would happen. Van Hefty trying to get it to a ball handler, and does in Robbie Ryan. So with 2 minutes to go and a 2-point lead, Sun Devils go back to work. Van Hefty on the slip.
They have been working them on that mismatch all game, and Van Hefty has the smaller Rogers on her, recognizes it right away, goes straight to the basket. Her teammates find her for an easy 2.
The lead is back to 4. USC needs a bucket here. $1:45 on the clock. Rogers almost tied up, gets it to Caldwell. 10 seconds on the shot clock. 5 seconds. Rogers rises, fires, and hits. She's got 24.
I don't know how she got that shot off. That was just fantastic movement, fantastic pivot foot, and an awesome just arch on her shot for her to even get that to go in.
A minute to go. ASU looking to add to its 2-point lead. Ryan, no. Overbeck is there for the rebound, and here comes SC with a chance to tie or take the lead right here. Are you not entertained? How incredible is this? Rogers has 24, gets it to Caldwell. Peely trying to find daylight, and is denied the bucket, but will go to the free throw line with an opportunity to tie this game.
I think if we slow it down, she had 4 Sun Devils all right around her, and it didn't matter. There's Ryan's pass, just recognizing Van Hefty has the smaller guard on her off of the switch. And then you see Peely, she's got 4 Sun Devils right around her. It doesn't matter, she gets to the basket anyway.
And the 80% free thrower missed her first free throw.
I think it was Pikachu.
It might have been. Peely's got a dozen. She can cut the lead to 1 right here. She's got 13. So Arizona State has a 1-point lead and will take a timeout to talk about. So she has 13 points. USC 10 of 11 from the free throw line. Here is your foul trouble, and we just showed you the timeout reset. Peely with 4 personal fouls in the biggest foul trouble, and the free throw shooting coming into this game, leading the Pac-12, was USC at 78.3. So with 42.4 seconds to go, USC is going to get another opportunity on the offensive end. Is it going to be with a 1-point deficit or more? That is the question right now. Arizona State back to work on the offensive end. Richardson open for 3. No. Van Hefty weak side rebound. Shot clock and game clock are almost identical, and a personal foul on Caldwell.
You had a 5-second differential.
Check that. It is Caldwell, and that is going to be her 5th personal foul. So Caldwell will be a spectator the rest of the way, and Van Hefty will go to the free throw line. Arizona State, 6 of 9 from the line today. Van Hefty, a perfect 2 for 2. Impressive for just a 59% free thrower on the season. Van Hefty with 4 points, looking for 5. And she can't get the first one to go. The lead stays 1 with 23 seconds to go. Shot clock off. Caldwell beside herself that she is fouled out. Van Hefty makes it a 1-possession game. The advantage is 2, and Mark Track wants a timeout to advance the now at pac-12.com/tickets. That's pac-12.com/tickets. All right. 2 points separating number 19 ASU who is 9-1 at home this season against a streaking USC crew that is riding a 3-game win streak. India Rogers leads all scorers with 24 points, her 3rd straight 20-point scoring effort. 15 seconds on the clock. Pili puts it on the deck. Is not whistled for the travel, up and in to tie the game. Pili has 15. 6 seconds to go. Riley Richardson in traffic, trying to get it to Tapley. Loose ball is corralled on the baseline, out of bounds with 0.4 of a second in a tie game, and the possession will go to Arizona State with 0.4 of a second, tied at 60. Check your heart rate. Did you take your blood pressure medicine today? This game is bananas.
All I can say is wow.
We're going to take another look at the clock. How Pili wasn't whistled for a travel there is unbelievable. But bless her heart for staying with it. Without a whistle, she got the ball up and in.
She did, and this is where they would have loved to have had just a little less time on the clock. But Pili just sacrificing her body, diving on the ground. But I thought she was going to kick it out to the shooter. I love the versatility that Pili shows, the ability to just stay with it. And I wonder if they didn't call the travel because
of the block.
Tapley had her hand on it.
Yeah. Great catch by you. Anita Ortega, Shelly Nakasone, and Mark Merritt have been busy at the monitor, looking at time pretty much all afternoon, making sure that the clock is right, and we are going to stay at 0.4 of a second. So USC is all about the defense here, trying to force a second overtime, while ASU is all about walking it off and getting the victory, which would be number 500 career for Charlie Turner Thorne. Here we go. Ball is inbound. And that is how the first overtime stanza will end. Overbeck a little knocked around there, possibly an ankle tweak. The referees are having a conversation here about the clock. And so right now we think that is the end of the first overtime. Welcome back to Desert Financial Arena. One overtime of Alyssa Pili, despite being in foul trouble with 4 personals, has stepped up. She's got 15.
She has stepped up huge in this second half. Had to sit way too much for her taste in the first half because of fouls, like you said, but in the second half has made up for it and then some. Just done a fantastic job of just taking charge on that low block, and in a huge last-second play, able to come up with a bucket to send it into double overtime.
Arizona State's last double overtime game happened January 20th of 2019 at Oregon State. It was a 79-76 ASU victory. And of course, overtime and double overtime is nothing for USC.
Yeah, this is where USC lives. I think they think that every game is that much longer. It's not 40 minutes. It's like 50 minutes for USC.
And we are at the start of the second overtime, and it starts exactly the way the game did and the first overtime, with Tapley winning the tip. So ASU with the ball to start overtime number 2. Riley Richardson off on the 3. Overbeck comes up with the rebound. Several folks trying to tie her up. 5 seconds was not called, and here comes USC.
Yeah, you're not going to get the ball away from Overbeck Not when she's got it like that. And she did a good job of continuing to move so that they couldn't get a clean look at it.
Rogers off on the triple try. So she stays at 24 points, her third straight 20-point scoring effort. And Arizona State goes back to work on the offensive end. Robbie Ryan inside to Tapley, couldn't get the roll, and they're going to get Peely on the personal foul. That is 5, as Mbaledo will head to the free throw line. So Peely and her 15 points on 6 of 11 shooting and 6 rebounds will have to take a seat. Check that. They did not give the foul to Peely.
They called it on Mura.
Called it on Mura. Big sigh of relief from Mark Track. Mbaledo hits the free throw.
That is a huge difference maker for USC. With Peely in the game, they have a shot. They've got the scoring. They've got the rebounding. With her out of the game, it just takes a big chunk of what they like to do.
Mbaledo missed the second free throw, but gets her rebound. So critical for Arizona State here to add to that 1-point lead potentially. Tapley turns and is stripped by Peely. She is not playing like somebody with 4 fouls.
No, but you gotta love the hands on that play.
Rogers trying to find a little daylight. Peely, triple, true! Peely has 18! And USC has the lead, 63-61 here in the second overtime. A slew of Sun Devils at the scorer's table, looking to bring ASU some fresh legs. Van Hefty gets the bucket to go. And we're tied again.
Give a ton of scoring every game, but the scoring that she has done in this game has been very timely. She has had some monster plays.
Somehow Rogers is able to come away with the possession for USC. All kinds of tangled up here.
Well, you can tell if you weren't already aware that this is a double overtime with the effort that you're showing here. Just bodies flying all over the place. Rogers takes a break, little half-second cat nap there for a minute, taking advantage of being on the floor.
Got to get across the 6.
Rogers leading all scorers with 24 points on 8 of 20 shooting, 3 of 7 from 3 into June. And June's going to say, you know what, I'm going to break this press. June has 13. Peely way off the mark from 3 that time. And a long rebound goes back to Arizona State. Opportunity to take the lead here.
It's a tough shot. She had no rebounders.
And somehow Russell got through all of that traffic.
Smart move by Peely to let her go, though, and not pick up that 5th foul.
Russell has 10. Rogers is going to go to the free throw line. She is fearless.
Russell got clipped on that ball screen. So Russell does a nice job taking to the basket here, but when she goes back on defense, she gets clipped by the screen of Overbeck. It looks like she just ran her jaw maybe right into Overbeck's shoulder. That hurts.
So she will take a seat and probably get looked at by trainer Diana Padilla over there on the ASU sideline. Iris Mbaledo back in. Rogers back to the free throw line. The 80% free thrower is true. Product out of Dallas, Texas, Bishop Lynch High School.
Yeah, and that's a clean play.
Rogers, just the second miss from the free throw line today by USC, and it's a 1-point advantage for Arizona State. 65-64, 2 minutes to go here in the second overtime. Overbeck almost had the steal, and it goes off of Jamie Rudin, so it is a turnover. Fantastic defense by Kayla Overbeck there.
And that's what she brings to the table. She brings defense, rebounding, and she will set monster screens for you, and she has done every bit of that today.
Rogers surveying. Mbaledo trying to stay in front of the Trojans' leading scorer today with 24. Rogers kicks it out to June. June is able to not get the foul. They're going to let Kiera Russell have a second and get picked up off the deck. The foul is on June for the offensive foul. And that's Sarah Bichetti, who is in a world of hurt. Trainer Diana Padilla out to help Bichetti off the floor. You hate to see this. His teammates Taya Hansen and Iris Umbolito carrying Bichetti over to the sideline.
She's driving along with her, but hits the ground hard.
And we hope that Sarah Bichetti is okay. She is up and walking behind the bench under her own power before she sat down, so that's a positive sign. If we find out anything else, we'll be sure and let you know. Diana Padilla, trainer extraordinaire, on the case. Minute and a half to go. Walker way off, and the loose ball rebound is not corralled by Peely. It goes out of bounds and will stay with Arizona State. Jade Van Hefty and Robbie Ryan checking in as Hansen and Ebony Walker will take a seat. So it's Riley Richardson, Jade Van Hefty, Jamie Rudin, Robbie Ryan, and Iris Umbolito. With 16 seconds on the shot clock and a 1-point lead for ASU. Peely with 4 fouls on Rudin. Richardson, 5 seconds on the shot clock. And 1 opportunity.
It's funny to think that Charlie Turner Thorne has an offensive set, an offensive group and a defensive group, but she really does. Right now you're seeing the offensive group. She's been subbing in to get people like Riley Richardson, Jamie Rudin, Robbie Ryan in there, because those are the ones that are going to score in the big time situations.
Richardson
nice step through.
Has 17 points. And you just saw her make her 24th free throw in a row. She came in riding a 22 straight free throw make streak. She is 2 for 2 today. And that was huge, because now the lead is 4 for Arizona State. Full court pressure by the Sun Devils. Rogers and company going back to work, trying to cut into this Sun Devil lead, the largest in this second overtime. Van Hefty face guarding Peely. Rogers for 3. You betcha! And it's a 1-point game. Rogers has 28.
They're doing everything that they can with the people that they have out there on the floor. Not having Desiree Caldwell out there is a huge miss for USC, but they are getting it done.
The lead is 1 for ASU. Rogers is 1 point away from a career high of 29 that she just had in her last game, and Overbeck comes through with a huge steal. So with 36 seconds to go, USC with an opportunity to take the lead on this possession. Shot clock and game clock are not lined up, so Arizona State would have another opportunity after this USC possession. Rogers. Overbeck to Peely. June on the wing, 1 second on the shot clock, way off. It's a shot clock violation. And on that turnover, it will be Arizona State basketball. 2019 at Oregon State came away with a 3-point win that day, trying to match that effort and beat USC for a 3rd straight time and get Charlie Turner Thorne career win number 500 along the way. Shot clock is off. 10.9 seconds to go. They are on their feet here at Desert Financial Arena. You foul Riley Richardson, which is good because you stop the clock, but you also send the best free thrower on the team and somebody who's made 24 free throws in a row to the free throw line.
It shows you how badly they wanted to get the ball to Riley Richardson, because Jamie Rudin was wide open under the basket. She would have had an easy layup. She probably could have made 2 in a row down there before any defense would have gotten to her.
So it's Richardson, a perfect 2 for 2 at the line. Of course. because you cannot script the way this morning has went at all. Richardson missing for the first time in 24 tries. Gets the roll on the second. So the lead is back. What USC will draw up out of this timeout, because bottom line, the Trojans need a score, either to walk it off and win it from 3 or to tie and force triple overtime.
They actually have enough time to do both. They can shoot the 3 and then have enough time if they have a little bit of extra time to get a rebound.
Into June, wide open is Rogers. She misses. Overbeck follows and hits. We're tied. 2 seconds, 1 second. Umbalito. No. And we are going to a second overtime. Tied at 69.
Third overtime.
Pardon me, a third overtime. 459 Pac-12 wins, and this is her first triple overtime affair while she chases career win number 500. How's that for sexy? You are welcome at home, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go for 3. And again, Tapley winning the tip. That's the only thing that's been consistent from the start of the game through the first overtime, second overtime, and now third overtime is ASU starting with the offensive possession. Tapley out to Umbalito.
If it goes into 4, there's going to be no fans because all the kids had to go back to school.
I know, right? Loose ball goes out of bounds, but will stay with the Sun Devils with 8 seconds on the clock. India Rogers leading all scorers with 28 points. Riley Richardson leading ASU with 19 points, and Robbie Ryan just lost the handle, so it will be USC basketball.
You also have to wonder, at what point does the wear and tear start to take place on the body? This isn't like, you know, players are used to going 2.5-hour practices, maybe even 3, but they're not used to playing with the intensity that you play in a game for this long.
And especially USC, because Desi Caldwell has fouled out. Rogers, how about that? 30 points, a new career high.
How about the focus? To see Iris Umbalito fall right next to her and for her to still maintain the focus and knock down that shot.
USC battling without Shalexis Aaron, without Madison Campbell, and Arizona State will retain possession with 10 seconds on the shot clock, and without Stephanie Watts. So a depleted roster for USC, and yet these guys are hanging tough, looking to extend the win streak to 4 games in a row, up by 2. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Richardson recognizing, up and in. Richardson has 21.
She just doesn't give up. Her and Rogers have been fantastic in this game, just continuing to pull moves out of their back pocket to get scores for their respective clubs.
Rogers just off on the bunny. And so we stay tied at 71. Russell to Van Hefty, and Richardson is going to reset. Charlie Turner-Thorne calling the play from the bench. Ryan thought about the 3. June is right there. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Richardson, triple. Missed everything. That will be USC basketball. Arizona State also playing without Sarah Bichetti. She left the game in the last overtime after taking a charge and hitting the deck pretty hard. And as soon as we have an update on her, we'll let you know. Full court pressure by Arizona State in this tie ball game in the 3rd overtime with 3 minutes to go. Rogers already with a new career high of 30 to lead all scorers. Bounce pass to Peely to Overbeck. It was an and one opportunity, but Overbeck could not finish. She will go to the free throw line.
How about the hands of Overbeck on that pass? That was a bullet from Peely, and Overbeck with one hand, she looked like a NFL wide receiver, able to corral that and get the shot up. And can we just talk a minute about her defense over there on that last play? Somehow with a mismatch, she gets matched up with Riley Richardson. and just is clapping and firing herself up and able to force Riley Richardson to a tough three-point shot, and which gets the miss. She was super fired up on that play.
Overbeck, just a 68% free thrower, is true and not distracted by the curtain of distraction.
What curtain of distraction?
Telling you
You're
what.
not going to distract the senior.
Trying to give USC a 2-point lead. And gets the roll. USC has been fantastic from the free throw line. Only 2 misses all day from the stripe. The lead is 2. Arizona State back to work on the offensive end. Richardson off. Battle for the rebound. Ebony Walker can't convert, but draws the personal foul. It looks like they're going to get June. And if that's the case, that will be her 5th personal foul, and her day is done.
And Walker stepping up. This is what she's done all day, is just crash those offensive boards. And with June coming out, that is the biggest advantage I think that ASU has over USC, is just their depth. They play 10 people, a lot of minutes, and USC, they just don't have the depth. So when they have one person like a Caldwell foul out or a June foul out, it really takes a toll on their offensive production.
Walker is able to hit them both, and as we take a look at the foul trouble, Kiro White is the player that is in for June, the freshman guard out of Converse, Texas. Asked to do a lot here in triple overtime. Rogers leaves it short. Rebound goes to Rudin. So an opportunity for Arizona State to take the lead here with 2 minutes to go in overtime number 3, the first overtime in Arizona State Sun Devil women's basketball history. Rudin can't get it to go. Loose ball out of bounds, and that is going to go to USC. Dive for the off Walker.
Yeah, this will give us a better angle.
And that is a great view of Walker's athletic. Basketball winds up with USC, but Charlie Turner-Thorne is asking the officiating crew to take a look and make sure they're getting this call right. So Anita Ortega, Shelly Nakasone, and Mark Merritt are going to go to the monitor to make sure that this is indeed USC basketball. Judge for yourself. Ebony Walker kicked it out. That looks like it. And Aaliyah June, a team that has several players out with injury. Shalexis Aaron, Maddie Campbell, and Stephanie Watts. So shorthanded personnel-wise, but maximum effort from USC. 14 seconds on the shot clock, and it looks like an expenditure of energy that is needed for the rest of the weekend. USC is at number 16, Arizona. So back-to-back games against ranked teams. Nothing new here in the Pac-12. As for Arizona State, oh, hello, number 8 UCLA, the team that you almost beat at their place earlier this month. That was decided by a bucket. All of that is ahead for both of these teams that have played an extra quarter and almost a half here at Desert Financial Arena. It is tied at 73. USC basketball with 13 seconds on the shot clock. Aaliyah June and Desi Caldwell have fouled out for SC. India Rogers leads all scorers with a career-high 30, kicks it to the corner. 3 is no good, but Overbeck is there for the rebound. Another opportunity for SC. As Mira was off on the triple, Rogers to Overbeck, up and in! Overbeck's got 8.
The ball movement and team offense on that play was phenomenal.
The lead is 2 for USC. Arizona State needs an answer. Riley Richardson denied by Peely at the rim, and USC with an opportunity to add to its lead. Mark Track calling for calm, calling for slow from the sideline. Rogers leading all scorers with a career-high 30 points, her third straight 20-plus point effort. Easy to see why she's the reigning Pac-12 Player of the Week. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Kira White just off the mark from three. That would have been bananas. So ASU back to work.
They're stepping up in big ways and really just playing together, and that is what I think leads us to be in this triple overtime position.
Arizona State playing in its first triple overtime game in program history. Robbie Ryan trying to find some space, can't. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Ryan at the 10, no. Gets the ball back. Richardson with the clock winding down. 1.9 seconds on the clock, and Richardson delivers to give Arizona on this possession with 1.9 seconds to go.
Yeah, I think it ends here. I think it's 1 point game, so if they make it either way, make or miss, it's over.
White inbounding. It's tapped. It will stay with USC. And now we're going to look at it.
Got to make sure, because there's got to be some time that came off.
Charlie Turner Thorne on the brink of 500 wins career if this score holds. 76-75, advantage number 19, Arizona State. They are looking at the clock, and now 3/10 come off. So instead of 1.9, there is now 1.6. USC inbounding. Mura. No, and it is over. The first triple overtime game in Arizona State program history goes to the Sun Devils. 76